Alright, everybody, we are back with the first round of the top 8 quarterfinal match between Max Turner, who squeaked in as the only 2-1-1, playing against our top seed, Joe Lewis. Max is playing, Joe's playing, I'm pretty sure he's playing his Frites deck that he's played in the past. Max is playing a very interesting Grixis deck that uses Gilded Lotuses for acceleration. He's playing Tamia, Red Sweepers, Grave Titan, I think is his finisher.
This is the deck that he was playing, unofficially last week.
Yes, this is his unofficial feature match from last week's deck. The most interesting card, I think, is the Diabolic Revelation, which he uses basically as his late game win condition. And like we were talking previously, that basically is your win. It's another win condition. It sets up another circumstance in which you can, after you resolve it, you win. All right, we're keeping track, right? This is the first time we've been prepared, ready.
All right, here we go.
Scissors Lizard.
Scissors Lizard. Well, in the metagame is Heavy Paper Tiger.
Well, I mean, I think Joe put the read on him. I think he saw that he was weak to Lizard. Also, since JB has so kindly been giving me the pairings all night. And the second game, we've got Joseph Deal playing Goblins against Scotty Wright, who's playing the Niapod deck. Those were both 3-1s. Cliff Markham playing Blue-Black Heartless Summoning is against Brett Rose playing Green-White Tokens, also at 3-1. And then Hunter Sumpter, 110 points at 3-1, is playing... He's playing Green-White Aggro against Jordan Pectyo. He's playing Mono Black Trading Post, which we unfortunately did not get to see much of round 1 because of technical difficulties and my computer pooping itself, which I now think is because of a failed USB port.
I think so. I've never seen a computer act that way.
It was clearly a hardware issue, it seemed to me, because the whole thing just shut down. But anyway, those are your matchups. Would have liked to have gotten Hunter on camera. Jordan on the camera, but hope
if he wins this round.
Well, he's if there's a deck that can beat an aggro deck, I think it's Jordan's Infinite Black Sun and Mutilate deck. Joe is playing Frites. I think that's about as evident as possible off that. Not that a Razor Virgin to a bird means Frites, but for Joe it does.
Yeah.
I like that play too, because we saw last week, I don't know if you were here or watched the replay, about when Joseph bonfired Joe out of his mana dudes, Joe's deck did not do anything.
Yeah, it really needs to get those mana guys out there in order to do anything. Otherwise, you're just waiting a million turns to hardcast your dudes.
That Mulch found 2 lands, and Thragtusk. I played with Joe's deck. We were doing a little place testing or just casual play on Wednesday. I don't think there's enough white sources in there, but importantly, Joe has found a white source on turn 1, so he's good to go.
So what are the cards that need white? I mean, you can hardcast the Lingering Souls.
It's Lingering Souls, but more importantly, it's the flashback on the Burial Rites. If you don't have a white source, then, and especially against Max's deck, which is playing counter spells, like your Unburial Rites is just like a bad rise from the grave.
Yeah.
So there's a third person that's trying to watch. They keep bouncing on and off. But so this is pretty awesome. Max, now is he going to +2 or is he going to? Yeah, he tapped down the black source, which is interesting because that means he can't flashback the. Oh, but he saw the swamp in because Joe got it off the mulch, didn't he?
I think so.
So if Max can't if he can't do something here, he's just going to -2 to Tamia, right?
Draw 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Jeez, it's so loud over here. Well, at least tonight we don't have to worry about ambient noise like people overhearing us at the feature match area, because I can't hear myself think. So if they could hear me talk. 15 then? Oh, look. Yep. Max's is very distinctly writing. It's pretty big. Alchemy in response to the Thrag Tusk.
Is he looking for a counterspell here,
I think so. That one works.
Is that his first red source?
Lotus and 2 Slackstorm. This is a pretty eventful turn.
So Maxx basically has infinite mana now. What's he looking to do with this?
He's looking to resolve a Grave Titan or a Diabolic Revelation or a Devil's Play for 1 million.
Is he running Soren's Vengeance?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I think he's playing 2 Soren's Vengeance and an Archaeomancer.
Yeah.
Joe cannot interact with that. And, well, that's a lie. He can gain life with the Thrag Tusk.
And now Wormcoil Engine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is bad news for Maxx.
Well, Maxx has a lot of cards, and he's tapping for 8, right?
Right.
That's very good. That's so good! That's the best. I forgot that was a Magic card until right now. Oh,
so at this point, Joe just basically doesn't want to play any of his giant creatures because Maxx
can't win. He can't win.
No.
Because you get 2. Is it -3 to get the?
I think it's -3 to steal a creature. And what is he coming to play with? 5?
Mm-hmm. Well, see, but now this is weird because he has to -3 to steal the flare, because if he doesn't, the flare is just going to kill it, right? No. Kill the... no, that can't be right. You never kill the basic. you get the Black Leafless, right? He can't attack, because when the flare comes back now... Oh my god!
What?
It's so good!
Orange is like, I'll take it. Alright, yeah.
That's the most, of all the games we've ever shown on live on camera, that was the most dominant performance I've ever seen. And that's not to slight Joe at all. I mean, Magic's a game of variance, but, once he landed that, when he had the Wormcoil, you're thinking, well, he's got a lot of mana, but, how can he get out of this? Because it's so hard to come back. But, not only is the Nicol Bolas, the best answer, but even when Joe comes up with probably the best card in that situation, because if it dies, it's going to kill the Nicol Bolas. The card is even better. I do not know what's in their sideboards. I'm trying to see what Maxx is bringing. Joe, I know Joe's deck from last week. We needled him a lot last week because he lost to 1 million goblins, so he put whip players in the sideboard, which I still don't think is very good.
Because he kills off all his mana.
He wasn't. I mean, you take them out, I guess, but then the deck is a lot different.
Yeah.
I think Joe. I think we were incorrect to make that. I don't think any of us made that suggestion necessarily. We wondered if he was playing anything like that. And Joe knew better than to put him in there because they're counterproductive. But
yeah,
I think peer pressure got to him.
I mean, you'd almost want to put in Bonfire or something instead.
Well, I think he would if he had him. That's the funny thing about Magic.
Yeah.
Okay, that's stuff. Oh, yes. Okay, so I know exactly what I was bringing in. Because on Wednesday, Maxx had a big box of trade stuff he was trying to get rid of, rotating stuff. And I, being the standard player, or the legacy player, was looking to pick up some of it. He had a play set of surgical extractions, and I said, I want to trade for these. He said, well, I don't know if I want to trade them because I'm thinking I'm going to sideboard them on Friday. To which I said, well, just play them, and then when they rotate, make sure you trade them to me. I don't need them now, but I'd like to have them down the road. So those 4 cards are surgical extractions.
It looks like he's also bringing in a couple of Sever the Bloodlines.
Oh, look how good that is. 2 Severs and 4 surgicals is so good.
That's awfully nice of him to flash the camera, too.
Yeah, he's aware of the camera. He's sat in here before. Whose playmat is this?
I don't know. Was it their last round, or is that Max's?
Where did he get this neutral ground playmat from? Are you familiar with neutral ground?
No.
It was like the original card shop in New York City. When we were starting to play Magic, because since we're about the same generation there, all the big names played in New York there.
Yeah.
For a period of time, it was like the East Coast mecca for. Now we're slowly turning Lost Legion into that. Oh,
one Friday Night Magic at a
3 people are watching us. One of them is me, and one is Max's wife.
And one of them is a mystery.
attempt to...
He'll harass them until they leave.
Oh, through the joys of the internet, Max's wife, who is the only person watching, is telling me that he's had that map forever. She thinks he got it in New York, which would make sense, considering that's where that's from.
Nice souvenir.
I'm trying desperately to use... Oh, there are 4 people.
Is this a record?
There are 4 people watching. It is a record. And there's some pretty good magic to be had here. I just saw one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. Nicobolus immediately followed up.
We've actually had some pretty good, I posted, what was I talking about? I got a text and an email, and somebody's talking to me at the same time.
Too much technology.
Yeah, I went to state school. I can't keep up with all this.
We were talking about...
Okay, round 1, we saw Trading Post get destroyed by green-white aggro, but we didn't really see it because my computer crapped out.
Yeah.
We've had some technical difficulties tonight.
Yeah, I think we blew a USB port.
And then in round 2, we saw the awesome Deadeye Navigator deck.
Which put on a pretty good performance, even though his opponent stumbled on that.
Yeah, and we're not going to be able to watch we're going to have to watch muted because we realized that the microphone wasn't working, so we just sounded like aliens. But all the other games have been pretty competitive. All the games between Brett and Brandon were tight all the way down the last turn. The games in the 4th round are pretty good between Scott and Drew.
Yeah.
And this was one of the most epic blowouts I've ever seen. So...
And this deck that Maxx is playing is pretty much just his brew, isn't it? He didn't...
Yep. He's not going to have any Grizzle Brains for the rest of the game. Yeah, this right here is pretty cool. You can do that with all the titles, but so far that's the only one that really...
Life's the most convenient one, I think.
Yeah. I'll fix the rest of them because it's just easier to do that. But in the short term, once I figured that out today, I figured that out. You can actually get a better... this is the add-in, the title thing. So I can get a better one that has a little bit more features.
Is that another server?
No. No, it's during draw step. Wait, did he do that during his draw step? Why did he put the card back on top? See, this is an old play from Legacy, or I guess Modern or Extended, like the extra pay play. Like you do it, since the instant, you do it during their draw step. Because after they draw it, if they just happen to draw that card, then it's basically like a million for one.
Yeah.
Because there he got the one that was in the bin and the 2 that were in his, and the one that's in his hand. So now he's on 3 mana, none of which is, well, no, 4. So you can cast Lingering Souls here.
Is that his hand spread out on the table there?
Like he's a long way off from casting that Worm Coil.
Yeah.
Surgical Extraction is such a good card. And he's playing Archaeomancer, so theoretically he could bounce it back. He's not playing Snapcaster because when they were testing, I'm sure Snapcaster is better in raw power, but in the deck that he's playing, he wants his cards to be in the graveyard, he said. And the Snapcaster flashing it back made it... Did you... See, I don't understand why he did it during his... He should have done it during just draw step. Did he not do a thing?
I don't think so. I think he did it on his upkeep.
I'm going to check. He said he meant to do... He made a mistake. He did it during the upkeep. Like, he meant to do an upkeep and missed it, so Joe drew the card, but like in reality, that's what Max wanted to happen. Is he wanted to do it during his upkeep, which is a mistake, but you live, you learn, right? Is he alchemying during his turn?
I think he might be.
Which means he's looking for a land, right?
Yeah.
There's one ball gone. No. End of his turn.
Okay.
I think he was still looking for a land, though. Slagstorm is very good here. He needs the Slagstorm. How many lands did Joe pull off the mulch?
I don't remember.
One. There's 2 cards above the mulch in his graveyard, so...
Probably 2.
Yeah. So that means next turn he'll have 6 mana, so he'll need to clear the board.
Yeah, because we'll be able to get that worm coil down. Is worm coil basically the last big guy left in his deck since the Grizzlebrands got extracted?
What was that?
Or the worm coil's pretty much the only, the biggest creatures left in the deck now the Grizzlebrands
I
gone?
think he's playing... he's playing Inferno Title. Why is... Hey. We're recording this live so we can hear everything you say. Yeah, he's playing Inferno Titans, I guess. He'd bring in the Sun Titan. That's a sideboard card. I think it's a 1-of. I guess it's just trying to grind him out. What happened, Tamio? I guess why do you Tamio the bird there instead of the elf? Because he doesn't have white?
I think so.
Yeah. Joe loves this sword. He brought it in against Vickers that one game and killed him with knights, but the problem is it's not good in this matchup because Max has red and black removal, and while it is good, it's like a, I mean it's good, but it's not going to be as effective as Joe thinks, I think. Well, I mean it's good against the red removal, but I mean he's playing Doomblade to go for the throats. That looks like a Slagstorm. Whoops. I really like Max's deck.
Yeah.
It seems very fun.
I think any deck that's going to drop Nicol Bolas followed by Karn is going to be a lot of fun.
What is he doing here? You can't surgical in response to casting it. No, he's dissipating it. That seems fine because the only way Joe's going to claw out of this game is to put a sword on a guy. Yeah. See, now he's going to be able to tap down the black. He could tap down the untapped one, but Joe's not playing a deck where that matters. If you're playing against a blue deck, you would tap the untapped one, but...
Yeah.
No, I guess he tapped the green. I mean, he's got an active Tamio. He's going to loot off the desolate loot house. That's a counterspell. I mean, it's just tougher. I mean, Joe has some very explosive starts, but double extraction and...
Max is just... I don't know, he's really far ahead on mana.
He's got an active Tamio.
Yeah.
Like he's removed all the stuff that's flashbackable in Joe's graveyard isn't any good. He can't cast it. He can't flashback a Tracker's Instinct. He's only on 3 mana. And this is an interesting interaction with the one Elixir because he is playing Diabolic Revelation. It shuffles his business back in, so it's not like an inconsequential. I mean, the life gain is mostly what he's playing it for, but it's not an inconsequential amount. So you tap the white source, right?
Yeah, once he gets in range to unveil with whites, you just want to keep him off white.
That's very good. Does Olivia only ping creatures?
I think she can hit players too.
He didn't loot, he didn't ping.
I think he's a little limited on his red mana right now.
He shouldn't be playing these lands, right?
I mean, it seems like he's got enough to cast pretty much anything.
Because with the loot house, he should just be cycling them, right?
Yeah. Because he doesn't really need any more mana beyond 8, does he?
I don't know. I mean, he wants 1 million, I guess, but when Max gets so many lands that he's double growing it, then you know that he's well and truly ahead. I guess he had enough land. He had 2 other lands in his hand, it looked like. So yeah, Joe's going to need a miracle here. Don't scoot. Play it out. We want to see Magic being played. That's why we paid to be here, right? I got my tickets off StubHub.
There's a loot. Doomblade.
What happened?
He looted, drew a Doomblade, and promptly discarded it. 7 on Olivia.
Whoops.
Natalie.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just so like, it's like taking, it's, I don't know. It's like a grown man fighting a baby at this point because it's just.
Yeah, I mean, Maxx
is
neutered,
had
the game under control for a long time.
Yeah, he's neutered Joe's deck to a certain extent.
He's had plenty of time to just craft his hand and hold back what he wants and do everything else.
We were drafting Joseph's Cube on Wednesday, and I had a Tamiyo in my deck, and it won me both the games. I did not get the ultimate Tamiyo because he had a shrine that I couldn't interact with, so I had to keep tapping it so he couldn't just untap and kill me.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ultimate Tamiyo so bad. It's just so fun. So just every card you play, you just get to get back. He's not at 10. He's at 20, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's been hit, except maybe by a few Souls tokens.
What are you going to do in response?
I mean, he's just been drawing and looting every turn. He's got to have a million counter spells.
Yeah. And then he used that time when Max's tap out to bin the... But it doesn't matter. Like... Taps the black source so he can't hard cast. That's fine. You just do that and then you just counter whatever he digs into, right?
That Doomblade he's got.
Yes. It's amazing that just these controlled deck archetypes in general, like they just play the game until you get to the point where like one creature like Olivia just wins the game.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty impressive performance by Maxx. His deck is well tuned, and imagine how good it would be if he had surgically extracted the mulches during the draw step.
Yeah.
He would have 3-for-1 them or 2-for-1 them. Because one of the reasons Joe was able to kind of claw back in was he got 2 lands off that other mulch.
Yeah.
So there you go, kids. There's your pro play of the day tip. If you extirpate or surgical extract, do it during their draw step. Amber has confirmed that Olivia can only ping creatures. Which I think we put together after we realized that Max... See, that sideboard is just like... I don't know if Joe can win through that.
Yeah.
I mean, he can. That's
rough.
not... Because Joe's deck, the interesting thing about the Frites deck is that with all those mana accelerants and the mulches and whatnot, you can just cast your dudes and win that way.
Yeah.
But... So now what? He won too quick. I've run out of things to talk about. I wish I had the studio cam. Then I wouldn't feel like such awkward just sitting here. What do I got?
So we already talked about all the
We
spoilers.
did talk about all those. What we haven't talked about yet is where you can watch this archived footage. As I said before, if you're watching on a Twitch stream, then you know where that's at. But you should know that the archives are at youtube.com/user/ZachSellsMagic. If you just search for Zach Sells Magic, you will find these videos. One video is up to over 30 views.
Not bad.
So that means that I've watched it over 30 times. No, it is interesting because I have 5 subscribers to the channel, and none of those subscribers are local. In fact, one of the guys I think who's involved with the recording at the Morgantown shop, which for those of you not familiar with West Virginia geography is the hometown of West Virginia University, and they have the other shop that they do similar video recording, but they do all theirs after the fact commentary.
Oh, okay.
So there's some interesting people in there. So I don't think the stream was ever really going to take off. If it does, it's fun. I enjoy doing it, but doing the stream allows me to do this and commentate at the same time. Because I would not record these things, go home and commentate. Because number one, that's dumb.
Too much time.
And number two, I don't. It's not like I'm the busiest guy in the world, but I definitely not going to sit at home for 5 hours and relive every turn of FNM. But if you are watching these archived on YouTube.com, then you should go back and check out the stream live every Friday, 6:30 Eastern. Twitch.tv/ZachSellsMagic. And I was talking before, I'd really like to see about getting like some of the casual play on Wednesdays, and maybe doing a cube draft or something like that. Because I think more people have downtime during the week that they would want to watch. When Cranny did the cube draft on Tuesday, he got like about 37 people. Maxx Turner, never more have I wished I had the studio cam functional than right now. Game 2 was kind of a grind. You didn't make a play mistake. You know better than that. Yeah. There's some people in here who don't know better than that, but you knew better than that. And he drew it. Like, that's the sick evidence, is that he had drawn the mulch, so you would have been able to 2 for 1 him. But I was thinking, I was like, I don't know why he's bringing it in. Then I remembered our trade. Then I remembered the surgical extractions. Then I realized those 4 cards you had laid out were surgical. Then the Sever the Bloodlines were just that's just like rubbing it in.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was ever a point where he could have come back from there. In fact, if you had played the extraction at the right time, you would have. Because the only reason he got to like a manageable mana base was because he got 2 lands off that other mulch. His deck leans really hard on those mana guys, so if he doesn't have those... Are you playing 4 Slag Storms?
2.
And how many Wood Flares?
None.
No, just 2 Slag Storms?
Solid 1 out.
You said you just played the only one you had?
Had 1 Slag Storm, 2 Black Suns.
Oh, but you're playing Black Sun, that's equivalent. But you're drawing a million cards there. There was one turn at which if he could have... You played the Slag Storm to wipe his board. If he'd been able to suit up one of his tokens and take out Tamiyo, then it might have been a game. But I don't think that sword is very good against you because you have 2 blades and whatnot,
right.
Like sense. But I mean, he might. It was very good against Adam. I think he may have overthought that. It's still a good card, but at that point he's only dodging your 1 Slag Storm, and all your other removals back. But it might have been better than something else. I thought you were bringing in Graveyard Hate, but. Tell us how it feels to cast Nicole Bolas and follow that up with a Sweet Karn. Because I about peed my pants in here.
I'm pretty sure I heard y'all giggle.
Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to giggle loud enough that you could hear it because I wanted to partake. I wanted you to partake.
We wanted to be part of your moment.
After I stole the worm coil?
Yeah, that was because when you cast the Worm Coil, we were thinking, how is he going to come back from this? Because even if you got rid of it, you're still going to have to deal with 6 power tokens. And then you're just like, how about I just steal it? And then you play another thing. How about because the Flare is the perfect thing he could have had to follow up because you can't attack now because the Flare will kill the Tamiyo when it dies. But then you just play Karn and just steal it or exile it, and then. Joe, to his credit, knew the writing was on the wall when you... although I will not name names, but I have seen someone at this shop a year ago lose a game in which they had Vincent Karn and Vincent Karn and Elspeth all on the board. They managed to lose a game because they did not realize that Ratchet Bomb blows up every permanent with that. So when you try to blow up their O-ring, you blow up your own O-rings, and then shenanigans ensue. So you can lose games where you have double planeswalkers, but it's very hard to lose a game where you have double planeswalkers that are Nicol Bolas and Karn.
That's true. Nicol Bolas was the
If
reason
your 2 planeswalkers are Tibalt and Nissa Remain, then maybe you can... you're a little susceptible.
But I have a lot of L's on the board. It's game of life. Lots of life.
You sure you don't want to drive it to Columbus at 6 in the morning tomorrow? I don't want to. I want to go. I'm going to have a good time, but that's an early morning. That's why, thank God for Sheets. Inadvertent plug for Sheets. On Thursday, I got lunch from Sheets I got MTO meatball sub. It's very good.
I
I
never
recommend
had that,
it.
but I've heard their food's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's not gas station food. That's all you need to know. It's like
And you order it from a touchscreen.
yeah, you don't have to interact with anyone,
I
which
know.
is amazing.
It's
Because
like you walk
there's
through the
nothing I
doors
hate
and you're
more
just
than
right there in the future,
yes.
ordering from a
I
machine.
know. Look, it's 2012. I don't want to talk to people.
Exactly.
We're past that point. Maybe I can just text them my order and then they'll just dribble it to my house. But don't ring my doorbell. Just leave it there and then send me a text. Hey, it's outside.
Did you guys get a top 8 bracket?
We did.
Here it is.
Yes. So is it plays the bracket? They don't reseed. So you won. So you'll be playing the winner of Hunter and Jordan.
I think it's going to be Hunter the last time I looked. The green aggro is rough on me. I'd rather be playing against Trading Post.
I just hope, man, he's going to hate me for saying this, but I just hope Scotty doesn't make it to the finals because Scotty's games always take 1,000 years.
He finished before me and Joe Lewis, but he was playing against goblins too, so it was like...
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the speed of who won. Scotty. Yeah, he can't beat because that week, both the weeks that just Dex Fine, we talked about this before. Like both weeks that he won FNM, both of which were on camera, I think, were both weeks where Scotty wasn't here and no one was playing Control. Against him, you wish you had infinitely more Slag Storms. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this briefly so that I can visit the restroom. We will be back for the top 4 shortly. All right, everyone, you get some bonus footage here. We have, here I'll set up the titles and then I'll go to the restroom. I did not make it to the restroom yet.
We're holding you up. I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine. I'd come here so that I can do this stupid little thing. This is Hunter and Jordan,
Yeah.
Yep.
and they both won a game, right?
Yeah.
And Jordan didn't even know if he wanted to play tonight. Well, while I'm updating here's what's funny is while I'm updating the titles, Hunter is just going to win.
Is it?
Yeah, well, he has sorted up Geist already.
Really? They're playing fast.
All right, you guys can talk about this.
Alright, so let's sit down and get back up because it's almost over.
So can you see what lives are at? Is he at 4 already?
Is he really at 4?
No.
He has 7 cards in his hand. He might be.
Yeah. That does hurt a little.
He still gets to equip it and kill him, right? If he is at 4?
If he's at 4, yeah.
I think we both got texts at the same time. Hey, Britt Rose. We're watching Jordan get his face smashed in. But I think he might be mounting a small comeback. I'm rooting for him. I want to see Trading Post make a big big splash today. Oh, it didn't kill the string roses, only for one?
Well, it's undying. So that.
Well, but it had 3 toughness, so the black sun didn't kill it.
Oh yeah, it did.
That's it.
That's...
Well, we sat down for that. That was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
How do you feel to sit in on that, Brad?
I felt like I saw most of that game.
I'm pretty sure that you were the deciding factor. You came down here and you sat.
It's kind of amazing that Jordan's actually taken that deck and done well with it.
That deck's really fun, though. Yeah. It's very grindy. It has its moments. But then you got Hunter Sumpter here that's just like, sword, I win, and he farts on people. Just poops games out. I think it's his hair. What do you think, Vince?
Probably.
It's his hair.
It's probably
All of his cut his hair off and never win another game. Calling it right now. I wonder if they're glad they moved 3 feet to play 5 characters. How'd you do today, Vince?
I went 2-2.
I heard you infinite comboed on camera.
Yeah,
That was a quick game.
I went to the restroom and I came back and they were already putting their boxes back.
Yep.
I gladly got to infinite combo every single round.
I'm
At
excited.
least one game.
I'm going to get out of your way, though, because I have to go play.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I think JB is pairing them up.
I don't assume... I think you're going to put, what, Scotty at his?
No, I'm not putting Scotty under there. Who's
I don't
left?
think I'm playing Scotty.
Who's left? Joseph lost.
It's me. I gotta go. I don't know why I picked this one.
Both Josephs lost. Cliff lost and Jordan lost. So it's Hunter, no, you and Hunter play.
On the camera?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's better. Hunter hasn't played tonight and it's a better matchup. Those notes are on, that's a little bit off camera talk, but it's totally live. So Vince, since last time you've been here, we've figured out that I have shorted out this USB port on my laptop, which is preventing me from using the studio cam, which is also the reason why the computer crashed originally. Actually, I haven't proven that. I just assumed that very highly.
Yeah, I saw the tweet that the sound was that during my match?
Yes, which is very unfortunate because Amber Turner was on the Twitch stream and she was telling me that it was, in her words, it was all garbled and we sounded like aliens. I went and watched it after the fact and she was exactly right. That's the best way to put it. But so I'll still post it to YouTube, but I'll probably take the sound out and make a note because the games are still very interesting, and it's very unfortunate because we talked a lot about those because it's a very interesting deck and there's a very lot of interesting
and I'm sure
interactions.
Some people would not know what was happening.
Yes, it's not something that you just pick up and understand. Oh, I understand how this deck works because it is somewhat tricky. But
You actually woke up thinking, oh, I'm not going to play FNM tonight, and then I read the article that AJ posted, and I was like, that seems pretty fun and pretty cheap. I already have the duels for it, and I actually bought the duels from you a few.
Oh yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
We have 3 people watching, I think. Where's my Twitch feed? Oh, there it is. Nope, just back down to 2. Top 4, as we the top 4 we're still waiting for here, and while we're waiting, y'all can watch Brian Kibler's bonfire thing. Maxx is playing Hunter, I believe. Do you understand? I actually don't know this about FNM tournaments. Do they reseed or do they just do a bracket? Like one plays 4 and 2 plays 3. Do you know?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. We'll find out. If Maxx is on, I bet they aren't because
It's me and Scotty and Brett.
Brett and Hunter.
Okay.
I have exercise. That's a good thing. If you buy the equipment, set it all up, you get to decide. You get a kingmaker. You get to decide. But while they're setting up, I'm going to pause the stream so we can get a separate file for it, and then we'll be right back.